Between the Islands of the Sun and the Moon, an audiobook of music and poetry by Anup Rage. A Modern Odyssey. The most central issues for the majority of human beings everywhere and in all times are the questions related to life, death, and the possibility of rebirth after death. We all wonder about the origin of life, which has brought us to existence, and enjoy the beauty and variety of life forms and nature that exist around us. Most of us do not wish to die, which brings an end to the excitement of living brought to us by our sensual attachments to the world. While the senses bring joy and happiness, in turn they cause conditions of life's suffering too. Passions, desires, will to live and compete with others for earning life's subsistence, and will to dominate and triumph over others are the main emotions which bring joys as well as cause suffering in life. Caught between these conflicting natures, all mortals are destined to seek their path in life's journey. After winning the war of Troy, while Odysseus sought the way back home, he lost direction on a tumultuous sea and wandered from one island to the other. During the wandering, he met the female in her killing aspect and as the moon goddess who brought him happiness and joy. He also visited the realm where the heroes who sought the power of knowledge and wanted to make the mortals equal to the gods were thrown into perpetual sufferings. Destiny of the eternal wanderer Odysseus.
After nightfall, when the raging fire kindled Troy, among the clashing weapons and the tumults of discord, the warriors shouted in joy. From Ilium's rampart, Aeneas fled. Amidst spreading hate, like a dreadful demigod in a fire-ridden city, I stood by the blazing light and saw how pillars of Priam's palace crumbled in front of Odysseus's terrible might. Her house in ashes, her royal palace disappearing in smoke, massive walls of fortification destroyed, that carry no more any strength of defense and hope. In every corner of the city, only the conqueror's sprawling, plundering hands, brought down to ruin all that stand. Looted, burnt, raped with atrocities that only the plundering hearts could satisfy. I heard from her mouth the words of appalling agony and cry. She was Paris's mother and Priam's wife, who, when she had given birth to Paris, the seducer of the Queen of Hearts' moonlight, had dreamt of the serpents of fire licking her city at night, from whose ashes as a booty from Troy I had taken her as a prisoner of my own pleasure and joy. As prophetess Cassandra's mother, when she my destiny foretold, I drew out the sword, and clutching her hair savagely, tried by force to stop that wicked tongue and her constant Trojan boast. But feeling a sympathy for her beauty every time, I spared her throat. She cursed me as a witch, as the war's fearful ghost. She told me that disasters will fall, woes will plague. Faggots will rise and consume my life in the destiny's blaze. In every sea I sail, fire will be hailed. On every shore I shall land, the beasts of passions will chase me again and again to the strands. From every tomb where mothers have wept, the funeral cries will follow me in hate. Thus when she wept, grieving for the daughter whom I had sacrificed in Achilles' tomb, and cried for Hector and Paris, her murdered sons, a panic struck my heart, and I drew her blood.
Of Odysseus' wandering is his destiny as a victor of war, that he had not chosen himself. He did not wish to be recruited for the war against Troy. With a hope to disqualify, he had pretended to be insane, but it did not help. The commander-in-chief Agamemnon could disclose his pretending to be mad and fetched Odysseus from his home to join the Greek expedition to Troy. After winning the war and taking the Queen of Troy as his trophy of war, when he wished to return home, nature hurled its wrath on him. In search of home, every time Odysseus sailed from an island where he had come after shipwreck, he was caught into tumults of thunders, storms, and immense waves. Again and again he suffered loss of his sailors and ended up on the shores of an island he did not know about. The most central aspect of this journey is his destiny in the hands of female beauties whom he met as goddess of love and life, who gives solace and pleasure, as well as the witch goddess, who instills in the minds of the heroes the desire for adventure, war, and destruction. After he departed the shore of Circe, the sorceress foretold his destiny on the way.
Destiny, bound in the hands of the witch goddess.
On the way, marvelous bizarre monsters, who are half birds and half women, will sing in their sweet voices. Beguiled by their harmonious songs, your heart will be torn to make a choice. Though they will burn your heart, do not be eluded by their clever art. With beautiful gestures they will welcome you to receive their sweet caresses. Closing your ears and eyes, binding yourself to the mast, escape these death's deadly mistresses. Stay away from the harbour where the sea amidst sprays, foams and fumes will revel in their tuneful staves and tunes. If you land on their shore, rest assured, like wicked witches they will draw you down till you will drown with claws and beaks. They will scatter bones, blood and flesh around. Therefore, though in the moments of festive enchantment the heart may desire, do not leap into death's singing fire.
The destiny of Odysseus was also to meet the suffering Tantalus, Sisyphus, and Ixion, those half-mortals and half-gods who betrayed heaven and brought heavenly food and drink to mortal men. They were the sun heroes who taught mortal beings to rise against the gods and disobey the will of heaven. Tantalus, who was an astronomer, was thrown into punishment in hell. He hung on a branch of a tree bearing luscious fruit by the banks of a pool. The branch from which he hung stooped towards the pool, so that Tantalus would remain submerged in water up to his chest. Over his head stood a huge boulder, which threatened to fall over him at any moment. To make things worse, the gods made the waves reach close to his mouth. But each time thirsty Tantalus made attempts to slake his thirst, the water receded to his chest.
Hear me, O mortal or Titan, who pass by this hell kindled by time. In this underworld, in the elusive water of the mind, where the images of the fruits of knowledge still shine, I am condemned under a vaulted cave in perpetual terror, at which the keeper of hell's guard itself looks with feelings of horror. Although I stand in water that reaches sometimes up to my chin, the mouth runs dry, the lips burn in thirst. The water sinks below the scorched heart, deeper than where it has previously been. I am Tantalus, whom the Olympian gods called a fiend, because I have given the nectar of the gods to my mortal friends. The tree in which I hang is a tree of eternal pang. While abundant fruits in the laden branches stoop and sway with the wind, as I stretch the limbs to meet the hunger burning in the body as the fire of sin. Time and again, the gust arising out of the empty world hurls them away in incalculable swings. In the treacherous power of the Furies, illusions of the luscious fruits repeat time and again their trembling images in the stream.
This contradiction between the killing forces and the life forces that lies behind all existence, which comes and goes, is the central idea of this book. Similar to the contradictions between the Orphean and the Promethean natures bringing dynamics to the wheel of life and death, the female in this story is also the killing goddess, as well as the goddess of love and life. In her destructive aspect, she is the seducer who draws the heroes to the paths of war, deception, and treachery. In this aspect, she is Pandora, whom the gods had sent to the mortal realm to punish the creatures of Prometheus.
Beauty's invitation to dance. In this realm, where light and shadow cross all motions, Bring your arms to my arms. Give your palms to my palms. The flames that sorrows recall will turn as joy moving in a dream hall. Once you will hold my hand, the rhythms and the pulses which stir all hearts will rise through the feet as rhythms that beat in light, mists and dust. The clouds will drift along the celestial paths, in the fluttering wind, along flower-decked paths, in twinkling glitters. In the mirror of the heart will bring eternal love's splendid pulse.
Confusion, dilemma, and melancholy of the imprisoned man.
Stay, beauty, where you are. In man's mind, when an erring spirit hides, speak not of freedom that may bring meaning and light. Where the world treasures its lies, what is the meaning of freedom? Man is only born to die. On mountains, meadows and hills, where light with its darkness mates, night after night, day after day, all pursuits of life in utter meaninglessness fade. Sorrows sink in solitude's lake. The eddies of time carry the seeds of destruction as inevitable fate. Events uphold fallacies of events, which bring to all life their ends. When every life is bound to the world, there are only cries, screams, and flames. Where things in themselves nothing contain, there exists an airy suspense. O beauty, where doubts are the equivocators and the misleaders of the hearts, however deceitful, at the end they are the arbitrators between man and his fate.
When he reaches the realm of the meditating Buddha, Tathagata tells the journeyman about the enlightened way. Tathagata's teachings about the enlightened way.
Delight not in the scented breeze, shining rain, or the great light around, where flowers tremble in the eyebrows as beauty's flames. Quake not in the tremble of suffering. Let yourself be purified through the awakening enlightenment of senses' pain. Rejoice not in the brightness of the beam that illumines nothing but an illusion and dream. In the color of gold, where the sun illumines the shores and attends with omen of death, every birth. Do not fill your eyes with the shining spectre of dust. Know that through this forest path pass many other paths. Many other worlds are intertwined in this chiaroscuro of light and dark. Various realms in different depths move upward and downward, following the human mind's illusion, desire, and lust. The songs of the birds, the music of the poets, the wondrous vibrations of Orpheus's lyre, the soft and gentle sounds in breeze that are pure and clear, that seem profound and wonderful to the ears, are caused by the conditions. Rejoice not in such chains of causation that bring numerous apparitions. Free yourself from the mortal world's change, transition and repetition by seeking the way that Tathagata preaches. Listen to what the Enlightened One teaches.